morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we have got a big update for Pokémon Card 151. We have got a lot of new cards we need to be having a little bit of a look at. So let's start off having a look at Beedrill. This one was revealed in a magazine, hence the scan, and usual deal here, yes, I did do the translations myself, but yes, I did check with the lovely Antoine Boulet to make sure I'd not done a silly. So what we've got here is Stage 2, 130 HP, uninspiring, 2 Energy, 110, uninspiring, but 2 Colourless Energy, 30 damage, and if you have no cards in hand, this attack does 120 more damage, plus poison, plus paralysis. And that is where we start getting very, very interested indeed. Of course, this is far from perfect. You need to have a 0-card hand. Of course, we saw this previously with Hisuian Arcanine, that for 0 energy does 160 if you've got no cards in hand. And of course, in the Scarlet and Violet era, we've got the Veluza coming, which I believe is going to be in Paldea Evolved, which says that if you've got 0 cards in hand, it's 120 for a single water energy on a basic Pokemon. So these are kind of partners. You know, they all need, well, you've got colourless energy on Beedrill, no energy on Arcanine, water energy on Veluza, so that's not an issue in terms of energy here. And let's not forget that over in Pokemon Go, we have got the Radiant Venusaur that basically fills your hand up to 4 at the end of your turn. So that's going to be very important if you're trying to end the turn with no cards in hand. And I don't know, maybe this whole 0 cards in your hand deck can work. I tested a lot of Arcanine and found it to be underwhelming, but I would love to be wrong. This one makes me happy. Now, as well as Beedrill, we've got a bunch of other Pokemon coming in here, including a rather lovely Pinsir. I say rather lovely. I mean, look, here's the deal. It's 120 HP, fine, it's a basic. 2 Energy, 30, fine, I suppose. And then what we've got is 2 Grass, 1 Colourless, 90 damage. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, then it does 180. Now, 180 is still underwhelming because it doesn't hit key numbers. With Choice Bout, you'll hit 210, but really the key number for Pokemon V is 220. It's fine. And also, we're going to have to then go and use Gardenia's Vigor here to go and accelerate 2 Grass Energy so that we can then attach a third from hand and go. It's not terrible. Just to be clear, it's not terrible, because it is a basic Pokemon that you can get rolling in one turn, and if you do hit 180, which is not rubbish, but it's a lot of effort to go through, and I just feel like most of the time it's not going to be good enough. I'm giving this one 3 Wassies because, well, as I've said, it's fine, but I think largely underwhelming. I'm going to give Beedrill between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. Probably as a Stage 2 is going to end up being a bit too awkward, but you never know, ladies and gentlemen. You never know. Now, we've also seen a rather lovely new Tauros coming down here. 120 HP on a basic is fine, but I do want to bring your attention to the artwork on here, because this is a brand new artist we've never seen before, and I think this art style is awesome. Now, what we got here is single energy, search a deck for a basic Pokemon and bench it. No. But 2 colourless energy, 30 damage, plus 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. It's a classic kind of Tauros attack, doing extra damage for the damage on you. It's fine, alright? It's fine. But the problem is, you've got 120 HP, you're mostly going to be one-hit KO'd, and being colourless, you're never going to hit for weakness. I'm not buying it. I'm giving this one between 2 and 3 Wassies. Again, we don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. I just think it's not got enough HP to make this really worth it. Now, Raticate is one that I can absolutely get behind. This one could be awesome. Now, firstly, we've got the So-So artwork here, and it's beautiful. And do remember, they are giving the evolution line to the same artist in this set, which means there is a So-So Rattata coming, which is going to be awesome. Artwork-wise, probably not playability. Now, the 70 HP is horrendously low, but it is Raticate, so it's kind of understandable. But what we've got here is firstly free retreat, which is nice. And then we've got 2 colourless energy, 30 damage, plus 30 more for each damage counter that is already on your opponent's active Pokemon. This is a card I like a lot. I really, really like this card. Because what you can do here is do, you know, if you do like 40 damage, for argument's sake, then all of a sudden Raticate comes and does, well, essentially 4 damage counters on, but you got the 30 base, so it's 5 times. So you've got 5 times 30, which is 150 damage. And this adds up super quickly. Like, if you put 60 damage on, then all of a sudden you do 210, which is a total of 270. Which is redonkulous, ladies and gentlemen. So, basically, I love Raticate for finishing off KOs. That's what I love here. I love it for coming along and finishing KOs. We actually saw a similar thing with Wobbuffet way back in Phantom Forces. The thing about Wobbuffet, though, firstly, it blocked abilities, which was huge, but Wobbuffet was also 10 plus 10, and yet Wobbuffet was still really good for KOs. Here, it's 30 plus 30. It's good. Now, of course, it is on a, and to be fair, you can use double turbo energy here. I know it will reduce by 20, but a lot of the time here, you're going to be doing so much damage, it's not really going to matter. Honestly, the big issue we've got here is that it is a stage 1 with very low HP that is going to evolve from a basic with very low HP, and that is going to hurt. Rattata and Raticate are very, 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 very weak, and it's kind of a second attack Pokemon. Like, you can happily do 100 with whatever, and then Raticate will come in and do 330 damage, which is ridiculous. So, if you're setting up small attacks to then wreck with Raticate, your opponent is going to start targeting down Raticate, and 70 HP is generally what we expect from an evolving basic, so that's a problem. I'm still giving it 4 Wassies. I still love this card, but do bear in mind the HP is very low, and your opponent will be trying to take it out before you ever get to use it. Now, Electabuzz and Magmar, I'm going to be doing as a little bit of a pair here, because they have very, very clearly come along as a pair. So what we've got here is Magmar, I think, is the worst of the two. Free energy, 80 damage, plus 80 if you've got Electabuzz on your bench. And I don't like this. Sure, Magma Basin will get a second energy on there, but it won't get the third, so you're in that awkward situation where attach for turn, Magma Basin, yeah, you're still an energy short. And the reality is 160 is not that good. 160 just isn't. It's a lot of energy and you're just not doing enough damage. Like, you need a choice belt to KO a Luminion. That's the way I would put this. You need a choice belt to KO a Luminion. Although great is used to show the beautiful alternate art Luminion. And that's my problem here. If you're hitting for weakness, it's great. But if I'm putting free energy onto a Pokemon and having to have a specific bench Pokemon, and I still need to hit for weakness to get relevant KOs, I'm out. Now, the Electabuzz I like more, but it's actually extremely disappointing. Now, it's not the 2 energy 30, no. Worth pointing, these both have 90 HP, so they can be gotten with Level Ball, which is quite nice. But what we've got here is single energy, 10 damage. If Magmar is on your bench, it does 40 more. This is 10 damage away from being really, really good. But it's not. Basically, what I'm thinking here is Vitality Band. And I'm fully aware that having to have the combination of Electabuzz in the active with an energy, that's not hard. But then getting Magmar on the bench and Vitality Band is a little bit awkward. But it's still 1 tool, 1 energy, 2 Pokemon. It's not the end of the world. And at that point, you're hitting 70. But the key here is that 70, as mentioned a moment ago, is the absolute crucial number for KOing evolving basic Pokemon. So if we did 70 with Vitality Band, 60 without, we would be able to, turn 1 going second, start hunting evolving basics, and Electabuzz could be a really good Pokemon for cheesing some early prizes. I would love it. But that's not what it does. It does 50, with Vitality Band does 60. I'm giving these pair 2 Wossies. I just don't like them. I just don't think the numbers are good. I don't think the numbers hit well enough. I'm sorry. Now, one card that I do like very much indeed is Extra Tight Belt. Now, this is the one, it's a new tool, and the Stage 1 Evolution Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage from attacks. Love it. And basically, there are particular Pokemon that are going to absolutely adore this. The official reveal that I had for Paldea Evolved was Copperaja. Copperaja is a Stage 1 EX with 300 HP that takes 30 less from attacks. Well, now with this tool, you take 60 less from attacks. And that's before you start bringing in all the other stuff that can help. I love this with Copperaja. I do understand that it's awkward in terms of energy acceleration, but I'm a fan of Copperaja, and if I'm ever playing Copperaja, you better believe this tool is going to be one I am a huge fan of. Keep an eye on this. Any Stage 1 that's ever going to need any extra bulk, this is going to be great. I'm giving this one 4 Wossies, and honestly, I think this might be too low. This is exactly the kind of card I am going to be taking advantage of. And then finally, yes, there were lots of cards. I told you it's a big update. We've got Parasect. Now, 120 HP on a Stage 1 is fine, 2 energy, 50 damage is terrible, but it's got, as translated by Antoine, Fungal Propagation. I should mention, although I can do the attacks, the attack names are still, some, not all the time, but a lot of the time eluding me. And we got single grass energy, flip 2 coins. For each head, search your deck for a grass Pokemon and put it on your bench. And yes, I've double checked the translation here. It says grass Pokemon. It does not say basic grass Pokemon. It just says grass Pokemon. You can see it on the card there, because after the grass symbol, it's just grass, Pokemon, and then choose. There's nothing there that would suggest it needs to be basic or anything else. So yes, you can use this to get Stage 2 grass Pokemon straight onto your bench. But it's a coin flip, and it's a Stage 1 Pokemon, and it's probably giving up a prize when you use it. And if you're taking the effort and the time to get a Stage 1 Pokemon out, probably giving up a prize, and then you flip double tails, that's gonna suck, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna suck. I'm not saying it's never gonna work. Sometimes it will work. I am saying I'm not sure it's gonna work often enough, and for that, I'm sorry. Again, I'm giving this 3 Wossies, but please, please, please know that is very generous. It probably doesn't quite deserve 3 Wossies. Right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's over to you guys. I've told you about all these lovely new Pokemon Card 151 cards, and I want to hear what you think of them. I think Raticate could be awesome, and some of these others could be very interesting indeed, but I want to know your thoughts. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Austin Montville, who's been one of our supporters for a little while now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.